Okay. Thank you, Pastor, for this special section. My question is on for a couple that started out well in their marriage, maybe after some time, conflict sets in. So, and that conflict went on for a while, maybe for some years. Then, after resolving the conflict, they are now finding it more difficult, like to go back to the earlier stage. Maybe for example, now if the husband tells the wife, "I love you," the wife finds it difficult to accept because of maybe the previous conflicts that they've encountered. So in situations like that, what advice do you have for such couples? Thank you.
Well, I think that it may be a good idea to go into counseling, both of you, because I don't know how you resolve the conflict. I don't know if you just said, "Okay, it's okay, sorry, let's move on." I don't know if that's how that happened. It may be important for you to unpack, because women are like that. They must go back before they can come forward. So you need to unpack what has happened, what it meant to both of you, and how you can prevent it going forward. You need to still understand her perspective, possibly why she doesn't immediately believe you. Maybe that's why she's still cynical, because you are saying "I love you," but what you did to me. Women are like that. You still go to the past. So you need to probably get into counseling. I also think that somebody needs to at least take you guys through forgiveness therapy. There has to be, like I said, you have to unpack it and let her know what she's forgiving you for. Both of you need to. It's not a sorry, just to feel sorry, say sorry and be going. It requires some work. You now need to do some convincing. You have to now convince her. Now that you even know that when you say "I love you," she doesn't believe you. The question to ask is why? Why is there anything? And not as a quarrel. Maybe even when you are cuddled with her head on your chest. Ask her and say, "Why is that when I tell you I love you, don't believe me?" That's a good point for her. And don't defend. Because maybe she starts telling you, say, "How can you?" Don't defend. Just listen. And from what she has said, you'll be able to find out what the real issues are. But I find that it's easier to do this with a counselor, which is why we always say going for counseling. This part of the world, I think that we feel like there's a problem, or it makes you less of a human being when you go to a counselor. So we'll sit down and somebody will tell me how to run my marriage. Your marriage, I wish it's running as well. People do that. So if you can talk to a counselor, a trained professional will help you. They will help you analyze what's really going on. They will help you unpack how your wife felt and how you can make it up to her. Everybody has an apology language. You could be saying "I'm sorry," but she's not hearing "I'm sorry." So if they can help you run tests and know what her apology language is, and you can know how to apologize truly. We've had a couple that were dealing with their case, and they had been married for almost 30 years, and the woman offended him before they got married. And she had been apologizing. When we ran an apology test, I now found out why the man always says she has never apologized. Because what she was doing to her was apology, but to him it wasn't. So I now had to help her, train her. We now did one formal day where she did the apology. The man said, "For the first time in almost 30 years, I finally hear you say I'm sorry." She had been saying "I'm sorry." She has tried different things. But the one thing he wanted, and I kept saying to her, "You're not paying attention. This is what your husband wants." Now a neutral party who is trained can say, "This is the problem. You may be doing something, but you're not doing the right thing." And if you are doing something and it's not the right thing, your partner will receive it, but you will also be frustrated because you are putting effort but in the wrong thing. So I think you need to go into counseling and talk to someone. They can help you.
Yeah, and some things are not conflict resolution. They are just conflict avoidance. So you just say, let's move on. But the real issue, we have not dealt with it. And women particularly feel deeply. They love deeply, but they also feel deeply. And they're very past-oriented. So you need to go to the past and really deal with the issue. It's not over until she says it's over. Men are forward-oriented, so a man's logo and slogan in any problem is "let's move forward." It's not because we want to move forward, it's that we don't even have memory. Nowhere to store the problem. A woman has unlimited memory, so her past, present, and future are all fresh in her mind. So she doesn't like "let's move forward." She likes "let's go to the past and talk about how you made me feel." So you think it's over. It's not over. Go back and hear her out. Especially with a professional in the room. It will help you understand better, yes.
Thank you, Pastor K. It's nice to know that the women's memory are in the cloud.
I'm telling you, literally.